All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Let's try that once more. Good morning, everyone. There we go. Thank you. Now, I have a question for all of you seated down here. How many of you have been to a party before? For the adults, how many of you have been to a party before? That's what I thought. Now, question for you down here. How many of you have hosted a party before, like a birthday party for yourself? Yeah, most of you. Adults, how many of you have hosted parties for your friends? I mean, not just for yourself, but invited people over to your home. Well, that's sort of what we hear in our story about Jesus this morning. He is at a dinner with some of his very best friends, people named Mary and Martha and Lazarus. He's got a very close relationship with these people. These are some of his best friends who have invited him over to dinner. And this dinner tells us something about what it means to live with Jesus. It tells us that we should live lives of hospitality. Does anyone know what hospitality means? Hospitality means welcome. It means giving people everything they need when they come to visit you, giving them all the food they need, all the drink they need, all the things they need to be comfortable in whatever this new place is. So that's what Jesus expects of us, to welcome people when we meet them, not just when we have them over to our houses, but in everyday life. There's also signs of mutual affection. Does anyone know what affection means? To be friendly with one another, to give each other a hug when you see someone you know and love. So we see that when Mary anoints Jesus' feet with very, very expensive perfume. In fact, that perfume is so expensive, it would have cost her entire yearly salary to buy it. Does that seem like a lot of money? Yeah. So that's just how precious that material is and how much she loves Jesus, that she's willing to give up something so expensive and so precious to her for someone she loves. And there's lots of thanksgiving going around as well because their friend Lazarus had been sick. In fact, he had died earlier, but Jesus brought him back to life. And so there's thanksgiving and celebration for all of that. And so these are the things that Jesus expects of us too, to welcome people when we meet them, to give them everything they need to thrive in whatever their new situation is, and to show affection and respect to each other. So whether that's giving them a hug when you see someone you like, or giving someone something that is really precious to you because they need it more than you do. These are the things Jesus asks of us. Now, Christopher, you had a question. Also, Thanksgiving is for the pilgrims, that's right. And they were giving thanks because they had survived a hard winter. And so they were giving thanks to God for getting them through that time. So, when we go into Easter in a couple of weeks, I want you to think about all of these things. I want you to think about what it means to show welcome to people when you meet them for the first time, what it means to show affection to people that you know and love, and what are the things you might be willing to give if someone needs it more than you do. These are points that are good for all the adults to keep in mind as well. So do you think you can do some of those things for me? Maybe when you see a friend or a brother and sister, you might be willing to give them a hug? Ask them if they need anything? Yeah? All right. Well, thank you for listening. And now, at the end of a prayer or a sermon or something like this, do you know what we say? Amen. Let's say it all together. Amen. Beautiful. And I'm going to ask everyone to stand up. Children, you're going to stay right here. And we're going to say a form of the creed that the adults are going to find in their bulletins, but you're going to repeat after me. So I need everyone to raise up one hand. And for each statement, you're going to use one finger until you get up to 3. So first finger, I believe in God above.
I believe in God above.
I believe in Jesus' love.
I believe in Jesus' Jesus' love.
I believe the Spirit too comes to show me what to do.
Show me what to do.
God be in my head. God be in my heart.
Hurt.
God be in my whole life.
God be in my whole life.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, boys and girls. You can go rejoin your families.